you, girl. See, I don't know you at all, but I'm bout it. If you bout it, don't give a fuck if you're involved, 'cause I'm bout it. If you bout it, yeah. Don't act like you are doing a favor, but honestly I swear you're my savior, girl. And I don't know if I'll see you later, so I'm bout it. If you bout it, yeah.
Let's get rich and buy our parents' home in the south of France. Let's get rich and give everybody nice sweaters and teach them how to dance. Let's get rich and build a house on a mountain, making everybody look like ants. From way up there, you and I, you and I.
Yeah.
Let's get rich and buy our parents' home in the south of
Okay.
France. Let's get rich and give everybody nice sweaters and teach them
Snake, good. I try to tell him both. I try to tell him both. Let's get it. I got you on what? Yes. One time. My homie selling chronic when my partner's pushing property. My DJ making him sandwiches so that he can rock with me. Mom grading overtime, underappreciated. Damn, I feel the pain. Know that it's under alleviated. Feel like I'm under a microscope. Don't refine my particles. So you'll see me pop up in little critical articles talking about who's the next to the best of beaming with that potential. Y'all pretending to like me is boosting my credentials. Had introductions with fancy, I've been acquainted with lavish and learned that wanting is haunted. We used to know you don't have it. I want bucks like in Tampa, never lower my standards. That's why I still got my eye on this little thing from Atlanta. I'm getting better, baby, nothing is new. And if you tell me that you fuck with me, I fuck with you too. I got the goods for you haters, I just stick to the roots. And when the mountains blow, load a silver bullet and shoot. I'm like,
let's get rich and buy our parents' home in the south of France. Let's get rich and give everybody nice sweaters and teach them how to dance. Let's get rich and build a house on a mountain, making everybody look like ants. From way up there, you and I.
round two, man. Scotty always keep your head up, know the universe is rooting for us. It's all the days we fed up that'll never let us let up. Working graveyard shifts to reach the top of the totem. Swallow emotion like I'm drowning the ocean. I'm autographing my initials like the MVP. Let's make a show of my reality on MTV. Until the death I'm repping local in the DMV. The kid connected from the Apple to the SEC. So many tens I see, my brother Swank and me just doing our thing. Now him and D-Rock earned a scholarship and got that ring. We elevated, we too fly for y'all to chop our wings. The celebration's overdue, bottle pop like kings. I'm fighting lazy, killing 16s with gratitude. Never liked authority and always copped an attitude. Never up for settling, but always up for rum and coke. And still regret it every single time I bum a smoke.
Let's get rich and buy our parents' home in the south of France. Let's get rich and give everybody nice sweaters and teach them how to dance. Let's get rich and build a house on a mountain, making everybody look like ants. From way up there, you and I. Let's get rich and buy our parents' home in the south of France. Let's get rich and give everybody nice sweaters and teach them how to dance. Let's get rich and build a house on a mountain, making everybody look like ants. From way up there, you and I.
Solid 12 shots in the motherfucker. Mission about to go in. So gone. You a bad day, yeah. This is your song. Your song. Lonely, 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 lonely killer. Yeah, she just a lonely, 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 lonely killer. She just a lonely, 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 yeah, yeah. She just a
a lonely, 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 lonely killer. Yeah, spending all your time at the club trying to find yourself a rich guy. You know you deserve to have it all when your followers are this high. You had about 5,000 likes, 60 comments on your last post. And way back, you was always getting mad pokes. I know, I know. You hoping they see you on Spotlight. Like what party you could they not like? All of your pages have got hype. I know, I know. See you been telling mans they don't get a chance. There ain't no way they gon' get a dance. Cause you been moving on to bigger plans. Solid 12 shots in the motherfucker. Mission about to go in. Go in. So gone. You a bad day, yeah. This is your song. Your song. Lonely, 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 lonely killer. Yeah, she just a lonely, 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 lonely killer. She just a lonely, 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 yeah, killer. Yeah, she just a lonely, 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 lonely killer. Acting like you been so famous and rich, like you some shit. Like you and your Becky's run shit, like you really have done shit. I don't even wanna know things you would do for a label. So like Chef D, let's see what you putting on the table. I know, that ain't your booth, that ain't your bottle. Don't even play yourself, you know and I know that having that ass doesn't make you a model. I know. You the type of girl that I call blind. You don't even see the real you. You only see yourself online. Solid 12 shots in the motherfucker. Bitch, I'm about to go in. Your son, lonely, 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 lonely killer. 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 Yeah. Knowledge. Loud. Came with a couple of questions. I am suggesting the obvious. Make you ingest my vernacular. Master of all my abilities. Acrobatic back and forth, I'm liking that. And Mr. Go and get it. Get the gab, I got it. I'm combative. Been in battles, won them all. Flow ridiculous, and this is running out. Now they all opposed. No one fucking with me. That's okay, cause I like my seclusion. They soon to succumb to the sound we created. I cater to no one but me and mine. Ain't no fucking handouts that was ever given. This is repetition at its finest, baby. I don't give a damn if anybody like it. Boy, I said it, I do this for me. Let's make it clear. I'm a demonstrative lyricist. Literally in the infancy stages. I stated my purpose before, but they force on my hand with this ignorance. I'm innocent in the sense that I'm coming with purer intentions. I'm tempted to just take the scenery out. Gotta figure out how we gon' make it happen. Time is not on my side in the midst of madness. I've been so lost on the road to travel, giving everything I wanna, let my pain unravel. I'm a second and writer room like a poet, I guess. None less than ever, that was legendary. I took a plan and I mapped it out. In terms of energy, I feel like I'm maxing out. How many times can you fail for you just submit? No one is convinced I'm in, but I wanna get out, and my doubt is just consumed. I've been thinking what the hell I got to lose. A little bit of my pride I threw away, food for thought. I'm getting rid of my ego as a way to progress. I wanna humble myself, become meek and thankful. Just appreciate the talent that I was given. I wanna maximize it to attain a lot. I send all praise to the Most High, Lord.
Quando a fome bate, Clube Social. Inconfundível!
Just no comparison to me, I'm just a bastard, bro. The way I mix it with the words, I make a massacre. You hit the pain in my rhyme spectacular, but yeah, you pass it up and then move on. My shit looked over like it's not a threat. It takes a lot of time, I wanna get you convinced, but when I hit you with the shit, it makes opinion switch. I
Give me two of those strange no-name kicks. Earth, wind, and fire type elemental piece that resembles me, and it accounts for elemental P. Cue the track up like, oh, you impressed. Get your bread, kid, but never let it go to your head. That's S for success, to be the best. T is teach back what you learn, that's next. Cause you got the power, B for voluntary action. W is right out to life with a passion. X is expect to fail, why cease to dream? Even when you ain't catching them Z's, and that's the alphabet.
For so long, been surviving for so long. I know that the things will come. I've been trying for so long, been surviving for so long. I know that good things will come, they will come.
Yo, think they starting to follow me. So A is to attempt to be the change you wanna see, and D is to be different. But tell us what you mean. Like, are you one of them good guys, or you one of us fiends? Either way, you gotta eat. Elevate your mind, right? Cause F is for the fine life, and that's how you define life. But I say G is get back to your home, and H is help the people that done help to along. Oh yeah, fuck it, we go back to F, cause that's for freedom. G is keep your good thoughts, cause buddy, you gon' need them. And H is if your hood stars, buddy, you gon' feed them. Cause it's bad enough when niggas get the check and get to leaving. J is for them jump offs we wanted as kids, looking through the glass, seeing the life we wanna live in. M is more money, more problems, and N-O is no P's, and that's pessimistic profits. Q, quit thinking, and R, you still with me, and S is stress less, and T is to infinity. U is that it's all about you, and that's why a nigga fucked around and left out I. VW is very wise, and X is this exam, but why lie? You got zip if you ain't got fam, and that's the alphabet.
For so long, been surviving for so long. I know that good things will come. I've been trying for so long, been surviving for so long. I know that good things will come, they will come. Trying for so long, been surviving for so long. They will come. Trying for so long, been surviving for so long. They will come. Trying for so long, been surviving for so long. I know that good things will come, they will come.
Young. Just call me Wish You Well from now on. Yeah. I swear to God that I'ma get right. Cause being broke just don't sit right, I'ma get right. And fuck you to my haters. Fucking all these bitches, and I'm just counting all this paper. What a feeling. I swear to God that I'ma get right. Cause being broke just don't sit right, I'ma get right. And fuck you to my haters. Fucking all these bitches, and I'm just counting all this paper. What a feeling. Oh yeah, oh what a feeling. Oh yeah, oh what a feeling. Oh yeah, oh what a feeling. Oh yeah, here's to all the sacrifices I took and the real niggas I lost. Ain't too proud of what the streets made us, but hell, at least it made me a boss. I remember nights it was nothing left. I was losing racks, it was too much stress, but then I regroup and you see the proof, and now the consequences is success. Still lacking faith in these bitches, but pussy I do not run. Risking life for these riches, to give it all to my son and my nephew. I'm flying high, and that's minus the debt. Fuck a land and strip, I lost my land again, and I ain't coming down that I bet. I won't fall victim of a nigga that ain't try. I won't fall victim of a nigga that ain't grind. I'm a type of nigga that'll get up on the stand straight. Life from a nigga ain't too many like I. Hold up. In jail left there, so they predicted. I'm getting paid off my sentences, though they want me sentenced. I swear to God that I'ma get right. Cause being broke just don't sit right, I'ma get right. And fuck you to my haters. Fucking all these bitches, and I'm just counting all this paper. What a feeling. I swear to God that I'ma get right. Cause being broke just don't sit right, I'ma get right. And fuck you to my haters. Fucking all these bitches, and I'm just counting all this paper. What a feeling. Oh yeah, oh what a feeling. Hey Rob, hand me that cup. Oh yeah, oh what a feeling. Oh yeah, oh what a feeling. 15, oh yeah. I don't know who won't eat. Money or the nigga without it. I'd have been a nigga with money. I'd have been a nigga without it. I'm trying not to be without it. But these pussy niggas won't let me keep my head above water. Trying to keep me under. But I'ma still keep it coming. I'ma keep getting money. Ride around my city, bumping rich forever. Ducking them boys with ladders. They don't want a nigga getting cheddar. They say, damn young, you weak. Said, nah, I'm just getting better. A few months ago was on granny couch, didn't know if I was gonna get up. But I didn't let up, and I never give up. Now we up, 15, young. I swear to God that I'ma get right. Cause being broke just don't sit right, I'ma get right. And fuck used to my haters, fucking all these bitches, and I'm just counting all this paper, what a feeling. I swear to God that I'ma get right. Cause being broke just don't sit right, I'ma get right. And fuck used to my haters, fucking all these bitches, and I'm just counting all this paper, what a feeling, feeling. Oh yeah, oh 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 yeah.
Just took like 14 Adderall, drank 72 Red Bulls, and finished my intro the day of the release.
I chase bad bitches, accolades, got will, son, no castaway. I'm twice as good, get half the praise. Throw a sniper up and I'll blast away. You ain't getting through me. Nah, how I've been here 10 hours. My chick's sour, rising and falling together, though like we the Twin Towers. Nothing's taken, I'm frustrated. If I could only get just to blaze it, ain't no doubt that I'd muster greatness. No chip off of that old block. All eyes on me, but I'm no Pac. Fully loaded off those shots, that bass will knock you like cold cocks. I'm number one. Big Mac in my flow, the ice on my wrist lacking. I've been having, they been slacking, they been doubting. I've been bout it, my mojo back rap school member. Gotta be one core winner. Got the game on my ring finger. I'm VA and that's over. All I've been killing shit, cause that's protocol. I don't do this for y'all. No, I just do this for me. I flip the game on this hill 180 degrees. Baby, please. I know you're dying to stay. I ain't gonna stop you from walking. Always remember the name. I'm the man. I'ma get it cause I can. In my fitted, in my vans. I think baby girl a fan. She a fan. I'm holly charted from the valley to the mountains. I ain't finished till I coordinated a car with my outfit. Came to see it thunder like Miami in the summer, man. I'm just getting over all the pressure I was under down. Cool cat, you know I had to go to home now. I told you I was golden as Coronas on the coastline. These days, I don't know what's worthy of a cosign. Ain't a 49er, I'm just sitting on a gold. Let it burn like the tropics on my pockets, crave his profits. I'm obnoxious to a nuisance, rocking J's out here hooping. Hidden in my hoodie from the haters, fuck the drama. I was sent to show the world they're dealing with a problem from the get-go. Let's go, ready for the next show. Finding time for anything but any time to rest. So I get it in the morning till the sun falls back. Then hit it till it rises and I don't call back. With sushi, wasabi, sake, sipping tips and topsy-turvy tips and 22 touch of terrific. Fuck the limit in a tizzy, totally challenged. This room's totally spinning. Damn, that tab is revealing. My credits headed to ceiling. And baby girl hit the floor. I'll be out here drinking to 4. When it's raining, it pours. Oh yeah, I done this before. I just thought you should know. I plan on taking you home. No way I'm leaving alone. Plus you remind me it's flown. Drinking since 7, thought you walked in with a twin. Hope you smart can switch the topic up and worry about your friends. More concerned with where we headed and stressing where you been. Putting out the time I put in. No, you couldn't, thought you would. I'm the man. I'ma get it cause I can. In my fitted, in my vans. I think baby girl a fan. She a fan. I'm holly charted from the valley to the mountains. I ain't finished till I coordinate a car with my outfit. Came to see it thunder like Miami in the summer, man. I'm just getting over all the pressure I was under down. Cool cat, you know I had to go to home now. I told you I was golden as Coronas on the coastline. These days, I don't know what's worthy of a cosign. Ain't a 49er, I'm just sitting on a gold mine. Do this for y'all, no, I just do this for me. I flip the game on this hill 180 degrees. Baby, please. I know you're dying to stay. I ain't gonna stop you from walking on.
It's you, it's me, it's them.
It's everyone. They trick our minds to get what they want. We're so sick of being used. We'll be no product for you.
For me, for them,
for anyone who tricks my mind to get what they want. 'Cause I'm so sick of being used. I'll be no product for you.
Now, I can't believe what I see. Bunch of people brainwashed into thinking they free. We need the best clothes that our money can buy, just so we can post a picture on the gram like, yeah, like what the fuck is the matter? Man, that logic is wrong. We've been focused on this dumb shit for way too long, so we missed the real picture when we're glued to our phone. It's like the system wants to make a generation of clones, so we can all stay within their lines. In reality, they trying to control our minds, make us feel like we need a pair of Calvin Kleins. Kinda sad how a brand is controlling our lives, and really, we just want what Kanye's got, so we go out and get what Kanye's got. We see them happy and famous and try to live their life. They got us thinking that success is wearing some Nikes, and honestly, I can't stand rappers today making all this shit music, claiming they in a wave. Tell the fans that everything they dropping is flames, but only sold a bunch of records because of their names, and we're not stupid. I can see right through their lies. I guess that's kind of the reason that all he raps in the rise. I'm so sick of all this bullshit I'm coming to find, 'cause it's taking the place of real art like mine.
it's me, it's them.
It's everyone. They trick our minds to get what they want. We're so sick of being used. We'll be no product for you.
For me, for them,
for anyone who tricks my mind to get what they want. 'Cause I'm so sick of being used. I'll be no product for
This world is so perverted, it's kinda hard to believe. We just can't have one girl, we need three. They go complain to our friends like nobody's loyal. I wonder why, how stupid can we actually be? Oh, you don't give a fuck? Maybe then it's time to start. Look around, 'cause everybody's falling apart. And trust me, I understand that things get hard, but don't be fake, be real, just be who you are. And fuck these other rappers out claiming they spit facts, but only spend a minute on all their tracks, telling people that life is all money and sex. What a joke, see? I just think that music is trash about inspiring minds and telling the truth. Giving a voice to the people is the path I choose. I write this music for you, not for money or views. I'm here to tell you, full of dreams, you got nothing to lose. This is our time, we just gotta take that chance. This a fight for real music, and I'm taking a stance. I give my heart and my soul, never anything less. And for real, I'm here for every one of my fans. I'm here to tell you that you can make it one more night. Just hold on, please, we can make it one more night. You ain't giving up yet, we got tons more fight. You see, together we can turn this darkness into light.
it's you, it's me, it's them.
It's everyone. They trick our minds to get what they want. We're so sick of being used. We'll be no product for you.
For me, for them,
for anyone who tricks my mind to get what they want. 'Cause I'm so sick of being used. I'll be no product for you.
Tell me why it's feeling like I fight for the right to be faithful. Tell me I ain't earned this, but I'm grateful. Can't stand sitting back while I'm eating mine, but hate won't put food on the table. Now they all attacking them, 'cause I'm passionate. Nissan gotta take it to the maxima. Told them I was a
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, 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 for you.
into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, for you, for you, for you, for you, for
extra rotations. Here he goes. And number 4. Easiest ace of his life if he gets it.
Azza close to pop, just a one player towards B, and that is nifty. Taken care of by Stewie 2K.
Yeah, nice crouch peek there coming into play, and they start to dwindle the numbers of Renegades. Still up high, is going to pick off one. In pursuit is Stewie though. He will not rest until everyone's down. He himself has all the 3 kills at the moment that the Cloud9 team have. All due to Stewie. How much else will he get? Both players, I believe, spotted coming down Pop Dog, so they know where they will be. Stewie looking for the next one. Trying to put the taps out there, seeing what they can find. There's another one. 4 kills for Stewie. And the 5th as well. The ace from Stewie 2K.
Cambridge to Boston, lives in a world she's lost in, victim of compromise. He's staring at her Aberdeen heart, London eyes, Glasgow bones. She's whistling the catacombs, a paradox. He's in love with the statue in a marble block. He's in love with the girl that time forgot. She just shakes her ears. She's falling too far with salt in her scars. Won't let it taste her tears. She's falling too far. The girl that time forgot. Wasted moments, full of potential atonement, an angel in disguise. But he can see her Aberdeen heart, London eyes, Glasgow bones. She's a whistle in the catacombs, a paradox. Oh, he's in love with the statue in a marble block. He's in love with the girl that time forgot. She just shakes her ears. She's falling too far with salt in her scars. Won't let it taste her tears. She's falling too far. The girl that time forgot.
Cash. SK starting on the CT side. This is their pick. They are the home team versus Cloud9, whose vetoes have left us here. There we go, English. Skadoodle, the grenade man for this side for Cloud9, and Fallen is the grenade man for his team. No P2 fiddies for Cloud9. There's a pop flash starting off the proceedings, and that is all the information found. Taco with very patient headshots and sees the bomb. Shroud in squeaky door. Taco repositioning, but Stewie's on shot. There are 3 Ts. All the Ts remain are here on the A bomb site. Fallen getting shot in the head, but the Glock's too far away for the one shot. He'll get finished off. There's a flank coming towards Squeaky by Phelps. I presume the door is open indeed. The door is open. Stewie coming up short, facing the CT player by the car. Now Phelps is in a 1 versus 2. He has a defuse kit. Let's get himself a 1 versus 1. Needs to keep an eye on where Skadoodle is, but I think he's backing off into Skadoodle's position. And the Jaws will be won by the North American side versus the South American side.
Great presence of mind from Cloud9 in that 2v2 to just quickly double peek the player coming in from CT. See, even though Phelps was on that flank, he was just half a second too late to get the kill on Skadoodle, and very well played from Cloud9 in that situation. And we see SK on a force buy, actually with some utility, 2 flashes and a smoke. Fallen with that P250, no armor, wants to have enough money for the AWP in the first gun round. Cloud9 on the other hand, 4 SMGs making their way towards A, probably going to use the Molotovs to clear out the close corners.
Forklift is always an issue on these A pushes, and first showing why. And there is also a place you want to have a Molotov in to force players away from that position. And that's on any round, not just an anti-eco. If you are executing into A, Forklift is going to be a problem for you if you allow it to be.
And Cloud9 showing why utility is key in anti-force buy rounds. You can see even though Fur got a kill, he was a bit of a pest. Even though SK also had a player in MBK, with those 2 Molotovs for quad MBK, Molotov for Forklift, they clear out all the close corners. You can throw a smoke for highway if you want, then you only need to worry about heaven basically and close angles in the bomb site. You can even throw another Molotov to get rid of those close angles in the bomb site, or you can simply pop flash and keep your spacing tight so you get the trade kills. Very well executed once again from Cloud9. Starting off really strong.
This is a boost that we used to see from SK a very long time ago. Common boost to avoid sprays through the middle area.
It's not just that, it's also sometimes in these rounds the Ts boost the player on T-red, basically the container inside of middle. And that way he can see the legs if someone walks up and plays a close angle. So with that boost you avoid being spotted, and you know that may be an element of surprise that you can use to your advantage. But the first gun round coming in fairly quickly. You can see that AWP on Fallen, the rest of the team on M4s, but not a lot of utility to work with.
Yeah, this is the first map I did wonder about for CT force buys after losing the pistol, because I don't think this is a very good situation on Cash, but I'm sure SK are prepared for this round based on what they have. So we'll see if they can make any relevant adjustments. Cold's playing in the checkers area. He's got Cold with him as well. Cold's got 1 flashbang. With the current setup they have, he can't really flash for his teammate. But again, if he was in Phelps' position and Cold was closer to the vent, then there's a pop flash that can be had for a peek. But anyway, Phelps playing around the corner of the smoke. That's a common position, that we've seen recently at the very least. From the CT side, again, there's an infamous round from Rops of Mouthbots from that position. So, Cloud9 executing grenades into B, and they'll draw 3 players there. And now, this would suggest a B split, would it not, Yanko?
Yes, those are the smokes to use to take mid control close. I mean, but nowadays, with the level of mind games, you can do so many different things. People use that as bait as well, but this will end up as being a B fake.
So it's a double fake then.
Yeah.
But a different. Normally you see the fake on the other side after, but it's double fake towards the B bomb site, and Taco is alone, but he's got a really nice smoke down on the corner of the site, and that's so hard to deal with for the T, so at least it buys some time. Shroud and Skadoodle with a combined 6 HP. Fur has all the advantages. Shroud from 5 to 2 HP, and he'll get finished off. Skadoodle is nowhere near. He's still peaking, but he's got 1 HP, man. He's got 1 HP.
That was a very cool idea from Cloud9. It's very difficult to execute because with the amount of fakes you're doing, your utility needs to be used perfectly, and your players, you need to basically put them in a position to throw that utility, right? That's why they didn't have anyone in A main, because, you know, coming out of Squeak, you're going to make a sound cue. It's pretty difficult. So, Producer Patrick, this actually might be something we can do.
On the iPad?
On the iPad, yeah. Round number 4, if you'd like.
Let's do it. That was a cool round. And you don't often see a round as elaborate as that from Cloud9, which tells me that they respect their opponents. And again, it's one of their toughest opponents in North America.
It's also,
I hate it when that happens.
It's also good to see them, you know, changing their play style in general, right? That's something that you would not see before from Cloud9. Such an elaborate strategy.
It's really, really annoying when you throw a grenade on that corner and it just goes straight back at you, especially when it's a Molotov. It's so annoying. But there we go, sometimes it happens. SK win the first buy round, and they're a man to the good at the moment. Skadoodle with his gun from the previous round. Bomb was defused, so despite surviving, he'll still get his loss bonus. Yeah, Cold Zero in the same position. Not sure if this has been revealed just yet, but it has certainly been so now. 3 CTs towards B, but I don't know if anybody's in a position to flash for him, or even has a flash. So Cole's just been left in this box for the time being, and it seems C9 know he's a threat as well as Cold Zero, so he will expect them to try and duel him, but they're going to focus on the site instead, taking a gamble at Cloud9. It might just pay off for them, or maybe not. For coming out, Cold Zero finally gets put to rest, and Shroud, he'll be the last man in front of the B bomb site. So I like the decision from C9 to just leave Cold there, but in the end, SK take the round.
That must be so frustrating for nothing. Trying to sneak his way, cannot find the player in the bomb site, but you really need to give props to SK for having confidence in each other. Phelps just, you know, counting on his teammates, watching his back, and he was just playing to stay alive. So very well executed from SK. I think that's something where it's obvious the benefit that they have of being in a gaming house, because that level of communication, I'm not sure you would be able to do it if you're not actually sitting next to each other, you know, saying like, just stay alive on this side of the box and covering the other side. And
yeah, and you can look at your teammate's screen as well, and then you have the confidence in the situation. And comms are going to be less crazy. Cloud9 charging into the A site. The CTs are playing retake for this round, but Phelps, he wants just to take everything. A fast flank from him. Bomb's being planted in an exposed position, and that may have been a mistake because everybody's getting cleaned up now, leaving Stu2K and Squeaky versus a full SK roster. No insta-trade from Fur. In fact, Stu's got a chance to do some more damage. Goes for the wide peak, but Fur's ready for it. No plant, 1 kill. And that leaves Cloud9's money in a terrible place.
And that was an actual forced buy from Cloud9. It wasn't like a half buy. Them leaving some money in the bank for this round, and you can see the power of playing for retake on the A bomb site, right? Not having anyone in the site, you don't lose players to that initial execute, and once the smokes actually clear, that the T's throw to execute that strategy, there really isn't that much left for them to work with, and it's not that difficult for the CTs to execute the retake properly. Would have been almost a flawless round for SK.
Fallen, does he dare repeat? He does. But the more time he spends here, the closer the CTs are going to get. But there we go, he's got support, so he ends up being the bait if the T's wanted to play the close advantage. Wipeouts, SK, they're making a lot of money in these rounds. And we see the cash on them is $6,000 to $9,000, so that's pretty good. Bearing in mind, no one needs to buy a gun in this round. 2 AWPs now for the Brazilian side, one of which I would assume has been taken from Skadoodle in a previous round. SK now in the lead after Cloud9 take the pistol and the anti-rounds. So now the question is, when are Cloud9 going to win a buy round? Again, we've seen some elaborate strats from them early, but wasn't enough to take things over the line. Shroud moving towards the squeaky position, and there seems to be a focus towards A here for Cloud9. Nothing is lurking towards B though. SK players playing on the sites. No boost coming in. There's the standard stuff from Nothing. There's the kind of pop flash I was talking about previously. You don't see that often enough on the B bomb site, I have to say, in Counter-Strike in general. Stewie is being picked off, as has Nothing. There's a flank coming in though on these CT players, but I'm sure they're aware of their positions and what is lacking at the moment. Fallen playing close to E-Box. Taco by Forklift, but now their attention will be pulled between mid and the squeaky door by Shroud. The bomb's in the middle area as well, but the flank is coming in from Felt. Fallen taken down on the A site, so things getting difficult now for the SK side. Fur subject to a Molotov, and he will be traded after taking Shroud9 down. Shroud9, I said it as well.
No.
2-on-2 retake for the CTs. Let's move on swiftly.
comes in as well.
Let's move on swiftly. Felt's in A main. Could have had a two-man spray down, but he won't get either player. Cold now, how do you avoid the 1v1? He's blind, he can't do it. Cloud9 get their first buy round.
That's a bad miss, James.
That's a bad miss.
How did that turn into a round win for Cloud9 after it was 3-5?
I think Fallen getting picked off, exposed to the middle area. Standing in a place he couldn't really. And then Fur was stuck by Forklift.
The body spam. Oh, he gets it. He gets it. You love to see it, James. You love to see it.
Not bad if you can get it. Perfect timing from Mr. Stewie2K. Another one for the YouTubes. And SK, their money could get quickly depleted because that's not how you want to start a round of cash. And I bet Fallen's furious about that one.
Well, they managed to win a 3v5 in the previous round. Let's see if they'll close out a 5v3. You can see them grouping up immediately towards the A bomb site, mostly towards A main, and they will get the kill on Taco, who was the sole player anchoring the bomb site. Now they just need to make sure they don't get picked off by Cold Zera, and the round will probably be theirs. I want to say though, in that previous round, when SK was in a 5v3 situation, you can see how methodically they take control of A main. When that is what they want to go for, they use a decent amount of resources to execute it properly. So double flash into A main, 2 players clear it out. Fallen, who flashed in for them, also uses his incendiary in front of Squeaky in case someone wants to react very quickly and try to shoot those players in the back. And also they have a very good read, you know, after let's say 20 or 30 seconds, they had a great read on how Cloud9 was executing their default. They realized there was only one player outside B trying to get control of checkers. Pop flash comes in from Cold for Phelps, easy kill, and a 5v3 situation. Unfortunately, they did not end up winning the round. And Cloud9, now with 2 consecutive rounds, they actually break the bank of SK and force them to go on an eco. Or, I mean, Taco dropped the AWP on Fallen, but he spent all of his money. The rest of the team still has some money left for the next round. If they indeed decide to buy, they probably will. Taco will just play with a UMP or a pistol.
Love the confidence from Fallen. And I also love it when CTs push mid, when they know the Ts have sprayed all their bullets and they're trying to catch them on the reload. But Nothing has worked for SK in this round despite their best efforts. The AWP's gone, the smoke push on the reload didn't work out, and it's Cold versus 5.
SK probably a bit frustrated. 2 rounds in a row, they lose a player to a spam through smoke. But Cloud9 doing a very good job of winning rounds when they get an advantage, right? That when they have problems, it's actually when they lose players early to the aggression of SK. So if they can somehow manage to combat that, to get the entry kill instead of giving away one, as we saw in that previous round, things will look much better for them. And this might be another good opportunity for them, since the buy for SK is not optimal. You can see Taco only on a CZ. No AWP for Fallen either. Cold Zera forced to play with a FAMAS. So definitely a good opportunity for Cloud9 to keep the momentum. Keep the ball rolling, James.
All the way down the hill. There's a squeaky push being set up for SK. And it's going to work. Well, at least it will get a kill. 4v4. You tell me if you think that's to their advantage. But that might slow down the pace of Cloud9, and it seems there might be an extra man rotating on the CT side. They don't have vision of mid at the moment, so they're going on an expedition, going to find out what's what. And they may bank on the fact that Cloud9 will be slow towards A, because the trade did come in for the CT side. Indeed, Automatic is towards the squeaky door. Everybody else playing passive for now, but starting to move away from the B bomb site where there are 2 SK players. A 1-1-2 set up for the remainder of the Brazilian side. Bomb heading towards squeaky as well. But the Molotov into the vent might suggest that somebody is outside the B bomb sites looking to kill a player being flushed out. That player is Phelps. But it's on the A side to try and hold things down. He's going to dink nothing, but he's still alive. 3-on-3. Fallen moving up short. He'll try to hold on to this while his team make their way towards car. That smoke will allow him to reposition. Looking for a flank. He has to assume somebody's by forklift. Indeed, he's pre-firing his angle there, but he can be behind the block on the right-hand side. And that Molotov will tell a story that there's probably nobody there, but there's never a guarantee in Counter-Strike. Did he see Stewie in squeaky? He's got teammates in tow as they try to attack from 2 directions. Nothing. Skudidal taken down quickly. Stewie takes on the low player with some nice taps, but he's got a crossfire now of the CTs. Tries to merge through the choke point, but it won't be enough. SK take their 5th round. We'll see if they rescue the AWP. They will. Let's see where their money is. It's not great, but 2 players can drop.
Unfortunate for Cloud9, they couldn't get better positions for that after plant. It was very, they had basically no opportunity to set up a crossfire. All 3 players towards the same side, pretty much 2 towards quad, 1 in squeaky. And it's very difficult to hold off the retake in that situation.
Skadoodle, did he get a sound cue? Or is this just
no way.
Business as usual? Nice angle. You don't often see that when somebody's looking for that smoke. Just holding, hugging the side of the wall.
I always feel like I can't see that player. Even if I know a player is there, I feel like I still can't see him.
Feels dangerous.
Skadoodle doesn't have that problem though.
Indeed, he doesn't. And again, it's a 1-1-2 setup from SK in the 4-on-4.
And as I said, Cloud9 has been really good at these situations. Like when they get a man advantage, they've been really good at using that and winning the round.
Let's see how they deal with the forklift position. Nothing spots Taco. I don't know if there was a smoke around the towards the car position. There isn't, so there was a lot less places for the CTs to hide there. And indeed, I think it's safe territory because it's reset territory. And now Phelps trapped behind the sandbags. That was an awkward spot once he fell down. And that leaves Cold with a French gun as Cloud9 extend their round lead to 2 once more.
You never want to be left with those, James.
Of the French guns.
Yeah.
I just sent 4 people to Paris today to do some esports work. On a side note, so they'll be seeing some FAMASs. The army carry the FAMAS around France at all the train stations.
Well, someone has to.
It's funny, if you look at a factory new FAMAS, just a plain FAMAS in the game, and it looks like it has wear. Like this, it has this wavy thing which looks like wear and tear, and that's literally how they look in real life. Because you'd think if it was factory new, right, it'll just be like perfect or something, but it has that wavy wear. I don't know what it is or what it signifies, but it's there. No, I have not. Strad's got a good spawn. He's got a good spawn to cut someone off going to the short box, looking for it. He might have spotted somebody going towards sandbags.
SK do decide to force up again off of that saved AWP on Cold. And it also makes sense from an economical standpoint, because if they lose this round, they can eco the next, and then for the last round of the half, they will have another buy. But things do not start off well for them. Skadoodle, 2nd round in a row, finds an entry kill for his team. And also good to see Cloud9 switching his positions. You can see how coldzera was looking for that duel with him in A main. Instead, Skadul is on the boost, gets the kill on Fallen.
Fallen tried to get out of sandbags before he was exploited, and now he'll be a martyr, lying in the middle of mid. If he goes for a peek, he needs to pick his time wisely. Maybe if there is an attack coming in towards the A site, he can try to kill a split. The Molotov might not help though, but coldzera will not wait. Going through the fire to get that kill. What did Cloud9 do with that? They're all heading towards the A site now. It's Stewie's turn in Squeaky, the rest in main, but the rotation is here. SK have read it well, and they've got 3 players on the A bomb site. coldzera with the secondary angle. That's a great headshot onto Skadul as well. He's done his job with the 3K. 2-1-2 on the A site, not for long though. Leaving Phelps alone with the pistol and the bomb at his feet. He's looking for a weapon, but he can't find one. He needs to play close with Stewie, but he is dinking him, I think. There's 9 seconds left, and Phelps with the wide peak. He can move pretty fast with that PC-50, and his aim was on point. Saves the round and the AWP for his team.
A very, very difficult situation for Stewie, since he didn't have a lot of time to work with. He basically had to run, but if he runs towards Phelps, Phelps has the advantage and can just pre-fire him pretty much. What was the problem in that round for Cloud9, James?
For Cloud9, at the end?
What was different from the times when they had the 5v4 before?
I can't remember.
I'll tell you later. But right now we have some action towards the middle area. Fur trading 1-for-1. Not terrible considering his position and equipment. 4v4 situation favors the T's. We have coldzera in Z connector. Will he find a kill here as automatic is creeping up highway? Back to you, Jay.
I know, I was giving it the, you know, we're allowed to have some quiet, so it's fine, it's fine.
Just checking we didn't fall asleep or something.
2 CTs left. I was going to start talking about cold in connector and if he was going to push and get a kill on highway again.
Sure you were.
But there's Mr. Yanko.
Sure you were. So James, the problem for Cloud9 in that previous round was the following thing. Before, whenever they would get...
Was as follows. That's how you would say it in English.
Sorry, James, I don't really speak English.
I know, that's why I'm helping you by telling you how you would say it in English.
By interrupting me mid-sentence.
You had to know right then and there. Please continue. So the problem for Cloud9...
In the middle of my top-notch analysis.
So the problem for Cloud9...
The problem was before when they would get a man advantage early, they would just group up fairly quickly, use their utility, but you know, not overuse it, just use the numbers, brute force their way in, get the trade kills, secure the bomb site, win the round. This time around, they did get the entry kill, but they were still being spread out. Stewie was trying to sneak his way through mid towards highway, and they were getting picked off by Cold. And then when they actually went towards the A bomb site, it was a little bit too late. coldzera was already in position with the AWP, and you can see, you could see that their coordination was also slightly off because there was a molly coming in for quad, but the players already started running in before that even bloomed, and that allowed coldzera to get 2 extra kills.
In the later stages of this half, Cloud9 have done a good job of keeping SK off the weaponry that they use so well. Again, the AWP has been lacking. That is as close as AWP shots get. Phelps trying to be sneaky in the corner, but taking one straight in the face. It's not a great start for a round where SK only have pistols for the most part. Cold just pushing the corner of the smoke, faster than nothing. And there's no one to collect that AK because SK are rotating towards the A site and making it work with these pistols. Taco relocating to the lights and then jumping off down to Squeaky. The 5-7 doing some work maiming but not claiming a life. And again, coldzera around the smokes with his own rendition of a Stewie push. But Shroud smells rats and Rat will be exterminated. 15 kills for Shroud, leading the charge on Cloud9, leading the server as well in the kills. So that's a 9-6, a solid half from Cloud9.
Absolutely. Great recovery from them. Despite winning the pistol round, SK was getting control of that first half early on, but Cloud9 did a great job of battling their aggression. You know, they didn't throw their own aggression towards SK's way, but they just were pretty patient and did manage to punish SK for their aggressive play. And as we mentioned earlier, they did a good job after that initial advantage to close out rounds.
I'm deliberately leaving silence here, Yanko, just in case.
I know, James.
In case you weren't sure.
You're thinking of what to say. It's not easy. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm sure it will come to you.
3 CTs towards A. Taco's pretty close. He's showing his back to Stewie and still manages to kill him. USP collected as well.
He killed him with a fart, James.
Fallen still has all his grenades, but I mean, it's a 2 versus 5, so he cares about grenades at this point. Skadoodle and Shroud. Well, maybe those grenades will come in handy. Where is Fallen? I can't see where he is, but if they smoked this area between the box and the wall, that would make life a lot more difficult. But then so do flashbangs. Cold Zero taken down. There's one more flash, which is avoided. That smoke is still in play, but I think it's too late to use it. Lovely one tap from Shroud. He's got himself 2 kills so far, as has Skadoodle. Taco with a lot to do. Trying to keep the 1 versus 1s, but that won't work out for him either. Wow. And it looks like SK are going to lose the pistol.
That was so painful for SK. It's like first flash works great from Fallen, but Skadoodle just blind 1 taps, gets the kill. Second flash, Fallen actually blinds his teammates. Skadoodle gets that kill as well. Or was it Shroud? One of the 2 Cloud9 players. And then in a 2v2 situation, they're just able to get the kill on Fallen, and they can guess that the last player is in quad. So great round from Shroud. Yet again, he's having a great game so far for Cloud9, both him and Skadoodle, who have been receiving a lot of criticism lately. But we have a full-on A execute, James.
Yeah, it looks like we have a faster short
and it's
smoke.
over. It's over, James.
It pretty much is, yeah. Can we see the map, please? The main map, Mr. Observer. Okay, yeah, so it is a short smoke. I haven't seen it done with the jump throw from there before. Can Connor please draw a line on the map between the box and the wall on A? The white box. Just a bit. No, the other one, lower.
Highway.
No. That's not a box. No. On A, we'll see where it says A. There's a white box, right? Between there and the wall.
Oh, okay.
Just below A. Just below the A. No, that's the E box. Come on, you're trolling me. You are trolling me.
It's in the red area.
He's trolling me.
In the red area.
Yeah, literally below where it says A, there is a white box. Okay, to the wall. He is okay. The second one. What is this? Honestly. Dan, can you draw a line, please? Dan is standing behind him. Dan knows what I'm talking about.
Dan is trolling.
We don't pay him for
right
this.
now.
Anyway, the box to the wall, right? That I think in the pistol round, it was too awkward for Fallen to. I mean, if that was his intention, yeah, to throw the smoke there when he's already in main, because he could get shot throwing the smoke. But if you look at a lot of North American teams, especially on buy rounds, they'll put a smoke there post plant, and it's really hard for the CTs to push. On the one hand, it lets the CTs get closer to the site, but on the other hand, it's a lot. Well, it's very unfavorable for the CTs to try and push through that smoke, just as it is Ts go through the NBK smoke, if you will, to get to the A site. They just get absolutely wrecked. But we will never know what might have happened had that smoke gone down. Enough about smokes. It's about pistols in this round for SK, so maybe they will get wrecked again. Not as fast as the previous round, where they had a plan towards A with the short smoke, etc. I like that jump throw short smoke, because I think there are ways to use that. If you can use a short smoke to force somebody, let's say, to rotate towards A through connector, and if you can use 1 or 2 more pieces of utility to get a plant 4 shorts, then you can flank later on. This is like for eco rounds. I like to go for a short plant and have somebody flanking through mid to defend the bomb once that smoke disappears, because the smoke encourages the CTs to move out of the middle area, because they can't be useful for their team once the push comes in towards A. But anyway,
it depends like how much utility you want to use, or do you want to leave some for the after plan situation. Also, how confident are you in your lurker that he will be able to hit good timing, because if he is not able to do so, then, or if he dies, then the players who are inside maybe don't have a favorable position to defend that plant.
Fer needs to die. There are 8 seconds. Like, oh my god, I need to die. And at this point, yes, they're hiding. Yes, they're like, screw you, Fer. You can run around. We're not going to find you until there's no time left, and you're going to die instantly. Boom. No money for Fur. Something terrible has happened. 21-50. You don't see that often enough. Presence of mind. He's in a place where he can do no harm. He can't plant the bomb.
I agree.
Let's let him die by timeout and ruin the money for the opponents.
Sometimes actually it's even worth for you to die and him to get that kill if your teammate is going to trade after the time runs out. Because you're just going to ruin their economy for the following round. You can see that Fallen is actually the one who in the end has to pay for it because he drops the AK over to Fur and plays with the Tech9 himself.
Marvelous. Cloud9 now with double the score of SK, and they've put themselves in a much better position to win this round by disabling some of the SK players with that timeout kill. Great stuff. So from Stewie's position, you can crouch and that line on the box, if you line up your smoke with that, it will land perfectly for a mid-smoke, a CT mid-smoke. What isn't perfect for Cloud9 though is the loss of Stewie 2K. Very explosive player who seems more disciplined in this game as he might need to be against such a strong opponent. Automatic took him a few bullets to get that kill. It's almost M4A4 spray pattern. Stops tapping, but it can be quite difficult to get that tap in the headshot position. 3-on-3, however. CT's trying to figure out what's going on, and maybe nothing has just found out. It's a late rotation. Shroud still hasn't left the B bomb site, so Skudil has a lot to do. Ooh. That might just be the end of it. 11 HP. You feel like he gets that kill 19 times out of 20. Moving up to the high ground. I do wonder what would happen if he jumped off. With 11 HP. But there we go. SK, despite starting with a Tech9 and a Galil, they make it work.
And in that round, you can see from Stewie's POV, it is very difficult to just solo op mid because you need to worry about multiple angles, especially when they go for a coordinated take like that. You can't just hold a passive angle towards the white box, towards highway, because you know, if they pop flash, you're gonna die. You might get the kill on the player who's going towards vents, but what if a player is just from boost pushing up? You know, you can get punished by that as well. And you can see how when he jumps on the box, because he's worried about those angles, worried about player coming at him from boost hugging the wall, he just gets punished by the guy who was actually wide peeking towards vents. And even though Automatic had good adjustment to push Squeaky, he just took too much damage getting that kill.
Oh dear.
And was traded by Taco.
I was going to say SK were off to a great start. They took an AWP in the previous round. Of course, they survived with 3 players, so they got considerable upgrades. But then there is an early pick for Stewie. And it seems he has a read that only one person would be in the squeaky door. So he's positioned himself there to take his opponents by surprise, perhaps later on. But what will the focus for the remainder of Cloud9 be? Automatic playing close under the boost position in mid. 2 players playing deep in the B bomb site. So it seems they're just going to wait for SK to play their game and try to not give up any cheap kills, any easy frags. SK, sub 1 minute, taking their time. But starting to get moving. We've got Skudil in a dynamic position where he can offer support for mid and the A bomb site. Automatic with the off angle. But how does he get past said position when there's no smoke in the middle area? Can be difficult and indeed fall in trades. But it's a 2 versus 4. And SK don't have time to be waiting. Coles left to peek into the B bomb site. Molotov on default will move one of the players around, but still no one's being exposed. I'm sure he hears a player in that direction, but he won't expect nothing. Second player on the site, just 1 kill for SK in this round. Reset, and you have to favor Cloud9 now. If you didn't before, not only is the score massive, but the economic reset is there, and SK's options are very, very limited. Like someone in solitary confinement, there's only so much they can do.
That kill on Taco was actually pretty huge through Squeaky Door. because of the nature of SK's default, right? They are super spread around the map. You can see how Fallen had to take a more passive angle. He was worried about someone pushing after that kill, and SK just couldn't find a good solution in that 4v5 situation. They go back to the 4-spy though.
That flash is going to be way too deep, unfortunately for Automatic. Fortunately for the SK side, though, they will get a gun for a brief second. Nothing coming out and taking everything away. Stewie close. Will he try to stop a bomb plant? It's a 3 versus 2. Oh, wait, the bomb is down in the middle area. So many advantages for C9, but Stewie gets taken down at a close range. And that might be another AK to be collected, or a rifle of some description for the T side. Taco has given his team the 2v1, but still, it's Skadoodle who is holding the bomb. The question for him is, as time continues to tick, his position gets more and more compromised. Smoked out of his position and jumping around, not expecting Fur towards the car. And SK steal around. That is definitely a stolen round. Now the money's starting to get low for Cloud9. That was really a round they shouldn't have lost, and it's put them in a precarious situation. SK are 5 rounds behind. That's not so much.
Yeah, but they still have a sizable lead. I think this is a good call from Cloud9 to go for a half buy, not spend all of their money so they can still full buy the next round. And now Stewie gets a taste of his own medicine, getting spammed through the smoke. And we talked in the first half about how Cloud9 did a good job of playing with advantages. SK is probably one of the best team in the world at doing exactly that. So considering the buy from Cloud9, it's going to be very, very difficult for them to find a way back into this round. They need to basically take some sort of a risk, whether that's going to be trying to clear an area of the map or simply gamble and stack a bomb site. It seems like stack and gamble is their decision. That can definitely pay off. Worst case scenario, they gamble the wrong bomb site and they can still save their armor, kit, the UMPs even if they like, or they can play for exit kills and try to upgrade to AKs.
SK are not afraid to burn the clock. But again, sometimes that can be your enemy. If you don't do enough investigation and you head in the wrong direction, bomb carry gets taken down, then problems can be had. Cloud9 position, so they're not exposed to the middle area. But indeed, the bomb seems to be headed towards B. 24 seconds as SK start to breach the B bomb sites. But again, nobody's there, so we'll see what Cloud9 choose to do once all is said and done, and if SK will hunt them if they think there is more economical impact to be done, especially if this buy has come in from Cloud9. Let's see. So Cloud9 actually on the move. Phelps crouches, they won't see him, but it might be too late for that. Indeed, it seems Cloud9 are at risk of being wiped out. SK hunting them, heading towards the A sites. Automatic playing the off angle over the windshield. There we go. It seems Cloud9 will get some nice monetary bonuses and also some rifle upgrades. This round has been generous to them. There you go. Press E to win. 5 rounds is turned to 4. Now let's see what Cloud9 do with what they have. 3 players surviving. They've got money to drop rifles around this. There we go. Automatic dropping the AWP for Skadoodle, so they'll buy around what they have, which is a good decision. Skadoodle with a forward spawn. Again, we've seen him go towards mid and look into T warehouse early with rifle support, and that might be that. Nope, he's going towards the white box and one of the various angles there. It is a rare strat. I mean, obviously you're going to be vulnerable to almost inevitable flashbangs with those strats, but you do see it from time to time. They're not the only team who do it. 2-1-2 set up from the CTs, and again, nothing's in position to be flashed in by Shroud. And it seems they might do that. Let's see if nothing will creep closer. There is something to be said for just playing off angles as well. Just being in weird positions so you don't get pre-fired. Fox has a video about that on YouTube, on Cash specifically.
in a situation like this, you wonder, SK throwing that early utility towards B is probably to bait out some of Cloud9's utility, which would suggest that they do plan to end up going to the B bomb site. Now, all of this might just be a fake, a mind game to make Cloud9 think that when SK actually wants to end around the A bomb site.
Channel switched.
As we see now, they have mid control. They are on the flank up highway.
Look at all these smokes on the A site. And it seems perhaps they were showing some presence there because they've quickly darted around to the B bomb site. Like Taco's on a late rotation. Where's the push coming in from SK? There is a counter flash for the CTs, and the cavalry's charging in, but the trade's going in both directions. Shroud in this position has not been checked just yet. Can't get the kill onto Fallen, but he will onto Fur, and that's put SK in a nasty spot. Shroud buying time for his team as he gets taken down. Taco's flank will be cancelled by Stewie, and it's Cloud9 who take the round, extend to 5, and move to 14 rounds. Great position to close things out eventually, but SK, mostly north of $4,000, have got money to buy, and they will.
That was actually a good round from SK. It's a sort of a floating round where they can, mid-round, make a decision where they want to end. Do they want to go B, or do they want to finish the round on A? It was great play from the C9 player who was actually running in through the smoke in CT, rushing in. That drew attention away from Shroud, and he was able to secure the round eventually for Cloud9.
Well, that's a good start for the T's, and it might be reset territory once again. And I don't know if Cloud9 can survive it. 3 super fast frags for the T team, and they've got themselves some upgrades. AWP stolen again. Nothing, trying to maybe move in towards CT. Got to be careful if he does that. There is a close wall that some people like to go to, but it's susceptible to wall banks. This is really weird because nothing's got a kit. Oh my god. Oh my god, he's going to do it. There's no one anywhere close to the A bomb site. They've all run for the hunt and nothing's just going to steal the round for match point if he can find the bomb. Indeed he can. And there's no one with an angle. Can Fer get there in time? Oh, you hate to see it happen, Yanko. You don't see it happen very often these days.
Especially not to a team like SK. What was that?
Nothing has some kind of read. Either that or because, you know, he started moving back towards the car position after considering going to CT. So I think either he had the inkling that they were looking around and hunting already and maybe had abandoned the site, or his teammate elsewhere, who was still alive, had heard some sounds and went for it. But there we go. That is a collapse of a round for SK. A false sense of security. Let's see if Cloud9 can close it out. It seems so. Automatic on the charge very early with a 2K in the middle area. Unanswered frag. Down to 5 HP. He's got a teammate in to re-smoke as well. So Cloud9 in a very good position now in what could be the last round of the first game. Again, the second one will be Cobblestone. Cloud9 not going to waste around either. And that might be a smart thing. Boosting automatic might be eventually killed if he stays in that position with all of 5 HP. And that's the bomb down as well. So it's going to be a dominant last round. Everybody getting taken out. 16-9 for Cloud9. And I think it's fair to say that that was a pretty massive game from them.
Absolutely. They did have the advantage of winning both pistols in that game.
Obviously, it's going to go a long way to help you to win the game eventually, but you know, it's not like they ran away with the game because of those pistols. SK did manage to find their way back both times, but there were a couple of situations that uncharacteristically for SK, they would basically pull away some advantages. Nine just did a great job of punishing them every chance they'd get and taking advantage of those openings.
Yeah, and I think it was a nice team effort, everybody contributing, getting some good impact frags as well on the Cloud9 side. And I really like the strategy we saw from them on the T side, like the double fake towards B with the Molotovs and exchanging the players. They threw
This
at least
double fake, James.
They threw what?
This double fake.
Oh, how about that for a transition?
How about that for a segue? So the round that James was referencing was from Cloud9 in the first half, and this is very cool because it's not something we're used to seeing from C9. You can see how they already had 3 players moving over towards the B bomb site. The job of Shroud and Automatic basically is just to hold for flanks at this point in time. And you can see how they are also preparing to use some of their early utility towards the B bombs. And you feel that maybe at this point they could even consider finishing the round straight away based on the response from the CTs. Also, this is the first gun round, so the CTs don't have a lot of utility to work with. You can see how Cloud9 uses 2 Molotovs. Basically, Skadoodle is just holding for someone to push to try and get a free kill. Phelps is forced to use his smoke immediately, and Automatic and Stewie are already going back towards A. Nothing is still here with Skadoodle supporting him, and also Nothing has his utility left for the second push. In the meanwhile, Stewie and Automatic throw the wall of smokes towards B, which most of the time suggests a B split coming the way of the CTs. But Cloud9 doesn't decide to go for it immediately. Instead, what happens is Automatic is joining Shroud and Squeaky. Stewie is going to go A main. You can see Nothing and Skadoodle with a second wave of grenades towards B. And this is great because you see how that forces the rotation from Fur. Fallen was already in the bomb side. Call Zero hiding behind the box the entire time. And Phelps is there as well. Why is this such a great call? Because Cloud9 just going for the second wave of grenades towards B and finishing the round there is a great call in itself, because you baited out the utility from the CTs. They won't have smokes to, smoke off the Molotovs basically, and you're going to have an easier job taking control of the site. But Cloud9 is actually being ahead of the curve. They know that exactly this is going to force SK to over-rotate, as we see from Fur, and they are going to go towards that A bomb site. Now, the one thing that ruins them basically, I'm going to rewind it just a little bit, is the fact, or a bit more, is the fact that Taco still has a smoke. And this is great presence of mind from Taco. He was not pressured at all during this round, and with only 30 seconds left, he throws the smoke in front of MBK, which makes it very, very difficult for Cloud9 to actually push towards the bomb site. It's a one-way smoke, so he gets the line towards A main, gets the kill on Stewie. At that point, he can also give a call to his teammates that the fake is happening, and he gets a second kill, does a lot of damage to Shroud. The fake doesn't really work out. I mean, Nothing pushes into the B bomb site to try and sell the fake, but he just dies, and SK is able to rotate back to A, defuse the bomb, and win the round. So the thought process behind what Cloud9 was trying to do is great. What I would maybe just do differently is, because of the sound queue in Squeaky, perhaps it makes more sense for you to just go together with Stewie and go A main with 3 players. The problem is, because of all the nades that need to be thrown on B and on mid, Cloud9 cannot afford to have someone in A main for the beginning of the round, and they're afraid of a player being aggressive and getting early information and basically shutting them down. So in the end, you need to, in executes like these, you're always going to have a weak point somewhere, but I think it's a very well devised strategy from Cloud9, and it was only because of great presence of mind from Taco that they weren't able to actually win the round in the end.
And that's just the first map.
That was a lengthy one. I apologize, but
it was a valuable one. It's about the value.
It had to be broken down properly.
It's about the value and not the time. That was just the first match. Second match is going to be Cobble. That's after the break. We'll see you back here soon.
Do you play Counter-Strike? Do you want to play with the pros? Do you want to play against this guy?
Going in for his team.
Or this guy? Perhaps even this guy. Okay, maybe not him. Sign up now to Faceit.com and take your game to the next level. Play against the pros only at Faceit.com.
My name is Forrest.
I'm GetRight.
Freiberg. You want to beat an old-timer like me?
Come try us at Faceit.com.
The home of all the good stuff.
godlike man. That was a fantastic play.
Blackbird, black moon, black sky, black light, black everything black. Black heart, black keys, black diamonds, black out, black everything black. Black, everything, everything, all black. Everything, everything, all black. Everything, everything, all black. Everything, everything black.
You've been far away. What have you got to say? My heart is on display, but I'm not afraid. Yeah, I'm not afraid. Why you been getting busy? I've been getting dizzy, trying not to keep you in mind. Now I look through the eyes and suddenly enticing, since you came back in my life. I've been waiting for you, been waiting for you, been waiting for you. I've
And so we return with the next map for Cloud9 and SK Gaming. We have switched up casters. I am Scrawny, joined by Seaside. We're back, guys. Had a little break, but now we're here with some more action between two exciting teams. Cobblestone, going to be a great map to watch as well. SK on the T side have that heavy utility thanks to Fallen. He's going to have that double flash smoke to play off of. And already we see SK starting to swarm this B bomb site. Skadoodle from afar just pops that first head though, and nothing removed. His Shroud finds another. Automatic's flank has already taken two, and that's the bomb to go down, leaving it just on coldzera.
Yeah, he's stuck in E-Box. Not much he has going for him, just a Glock, as he'll get triple peeked, and Shroud will take down Cold. And interestingly enough, C9 have beaten SK recently. I'll go back to the Subaru event a little while ago. On this map, a map that is almost as good as C9 are on it, you have to favor SK in a map like Cobblestone. It just fits their playstyle. They've been really good on it and really deadly lately. So for C9 to pick up the W on Cobblestone and actually winning Subaru 2-0, gives a little leadway to them going into this BO1 possibly, as a clean push around comes out, as C9 will buy up the typical as many UMPs as they wish in the solo M4 and automatic, who doesn't want to get caught out by these SMGs and armor, or UMPs and armor, excuse me, and he is just going to fall back to safety on the corner.
Yeah, immediately he senses that threat. You know, it was definitely stampeding his direction, SK having those 4 players over towards that A site. They've actually decided to re-engage to the bottom of mid, and now Skadoodle comes over here to bolster the defense, boosting automatic onto Humpty Dumpty. He's going to be able to hold that angle, keep his eyes towards lower, and wait for SK to start to close that distance. Now SK's still holding on to the double smoke, so they should be able to put up a wall before they execute forward. But again, the umps and M4 of Cloud9 will certainly hold the advantage. The 2 smokes come raining over as automatic surprises them from above. Swaps to the sidearm as Fallen trades one back, and Skadoodle does the same, spotting the bomb and leaving it down to just coldzera and Taco 2v4. Taco now attempting to trade as he's lost his teammate and finds himself alone, throwing away the M4, holding to the Tech 9, but they're going to go retrieve that.
That was super smart, because if they don't spot that and they think he has the M4, that's a lost gun, but it was a bit obvious with everyone from C9 starting to swarm on him. So 2-0 C9, they lose 1 member, they retrieve the M4, so not too much damage dealt to their economy, while SK are going to have to take a save here. And interestingly enough, Colt actually goes all in. Now, he did only have just slightly over $2,000, so he is going to go all into $300 bucks. So that's a Tech 9 and armor buy here from Cold, while everyone else is pretty much going to be full saving with just some P250s.
Man, we've seen a lot of these kind of catalyst. Yeah, we've seen a lot of catalyst buys today, where you just have that one player vamped up on some kind of a buy. NBK does it twice earlier today. It's something that can generally work out if that player is able to find some kind of an opening. At the same time, coldzera could get shut down as easily as the rest of his team. I mean, it is sure some Kevlar and a Tech 9, but not much to work with in the face of the rifles and umps. But Stewie gets a bit of a surprise as he rounds the half wall, takes one to the face and drops to 20. Nothing. Opening up shop over towards long A, however, takes that 5v4.
And Cold is still looking for something here towards drop, hoping someone peeks from E-Box. I think in about 20 seconds, he is going to drop down there. Skadoodle's going to try to shut down mid, finds Taco. Easy second one, while Fallen will dispatch of nothing towards long A and pick up a UMP. As Cold will just hang around drop, and his patience will get rewarded. He catches Shroud, pushing aggressively down plat in towards T-Apps, and that frag will go the way of SK, as now Cold's looking for another one towards the site, and that is a weak Stewie back pillar there.
Yeah, damaged earlier on. Stewie, gets flicked on. coldzera with reaction times of the gods. Hits that flick, and near a second, but Automatic's taking him down, so Fallen as well will fall. Automatic just holds that angle, predicts the peak, and takes the bomb carrier out. So Cloud9 find that 3-0 start that you'd assume they would off of the pistol victory, but this is SK's chance to bounce on back. They're going to grab the AKs for the most part, and Cold, having bought in the previous round, will still have his ump.
And what I found really interesting about that round is how much damage SK were able to deal with only having just upgraded pistols. Dropping 3 players, that's 3 rebuys, as the rebuys will come in, 1 UMP on nothing. Cold content to go into a UMP himself. The farming meta is still pretty relevant, as Taco's going to get flashed. He's going to peek from plat. There's one player coming towards stairs, and nothing wins that duel with some good movement with his UMP, and just missing a couple bullets is Taco, and he'll get punished for it. There's a good timed smoke from Automatic. He's going to play in the back of it. Good spam in from Fur. Will clean up nothing, assuming he was going to push forward for that rifle.
Yeah, he gets a little fixated on the AK and gets caught out by the gap. So now it's on to Automatic to try and hold, but Phelps just jumps through, takes the headshot, leaves it on Ska, who will find the first. Fallen's gone down, but as Ska is within the smoke, he has to reposition. Phelps still behind the stables, trying to push into the A site with that bomb carrier nearby. He's going to see Skadoodle, but Skadoodle wins the duel, and that's a man advantage now for Cloud9. Still the terrorists split as Fur does creep up mid. coldzera still over towards drop down, but the bomb's gotten behind enemy lines, and suddenly they could just collapse onto the B site. Stewie nowhere to be found, seeing as he's pushed up from Plat, so this bomb could go down without Cloud9 being any the wiser.
Look at Fur casually walking in, not making a peep, and now it's not going to be on Cold to come help him out almost in the situation. As he'll flash himself an E-box, he will check his corner. So they've kind of swapped spots here, where Stewie is pushed all the way aggressive down Plat into B apps, and SK have just fallen silent when they get onto B, so it's a free plant. But they do have Stewie in that money position towards Plat, where he's going to be able to push up, catch one of these players off guard, and if he times it well with the players coming out through connector, it should be a clean retake for C9.
This is a bomb plant that never should have happened, but thanks to Fur's ability to sneak in from connector, they've done it. Still a 3v2 retake here for Cloud9, but Fur playing around the rock drops. Shroud taking the frag, leaving it just down to Cold, who takes down Stewie first and foremost, swapping to the second as he finds Skadoodle. It is just Shroud on 46 health, and coldzera wins that 1v3.
Who else? Who else to get it done? The man who even went into this round with only a UMP gets a massive 1v3 play. And what was a little thing to note there is when the flash came over from Stewie, they actually saw it coming. So the player at Rock was able to dodge it, deal damage to Shroud, and then Cold got all the info there. It's 2 connector, 1 Plat, and they C9 peeked him one at a time, and it was easy from Cold. And now this buy from C9, it's just going to be 2 M4s, a mag, and 2 CZs. Now, we know how deadly the CZs from C9 can be towards Plat. I've seen it done multiple times by them. They love playing by Broken Wall and getting into these cubbies. But if SK stick to the game plan, you'll see that getting mollied out, and if not hard cleared.
Yeah, they have the full utility, so there's no excuse for SK to not check those corners, especially knowing, of course, that Cloud9 didn't have many players moving forward on each of the rounds they won, so the money has been low, and they know this at this point. Still, the Mag 7 can be ever so deadly based on the positioning. Fur has already been able to drop himself into drop room, and he's trying to clear these corners, but it's Shroud as well to tuck himself into the corner, and hope, of course, that it goes unchecked. Taco's Molotov forces the peak, but Stewie gets away with this. Sitting on 8 points of health, he falls back to the site, and Shroud from his corner takes Fur. Now we see SK trying to really push into this bomb site. 2 heavily tagged players still standing on Cloud9, and again, those guns ever so deadly. Fallen with the op finds 1, but the shotgun reveals itself, and that's automatic with the next. A 4 versus 3 here for Cloud9 to play with.
Cold. Content to still sit top drop, give some time for Phelps to work out towards Plat. He's going to catch nothing towards lane. Shroud and Stewie are heavily tagged. 19 and 8 HP. As SK have 1 player in drop, 2 coming up from Plat. They're going to boost Phelps up so he can get to tree and try to safely clear the site. And allow for the bomb to go down. He will clear properly. He'll find Shroud in the open. As Cold upgrades his weapon, through will come Stewie. As it leaves it all on automatic. Now in a 1v3, the bomb is just going to get planted momentarily. Although the one thing automatic has going for him is he hasn't made a peep.
Misses the flick, and that'll cost him his life. Taco not missing his shot, and SK bouncing back from what could have been an awful round. I mean, you see both of those players who fall back with low health. They're no longer trying to take those aggressive peaks. They're no longer trying to take the fights, and it's within that moment that SK can assert their health advantage, but also the advantage of their guns. Because you see them just slow down the pace of the round and sniff out the players from Cloud9, it's relatively easy for them to close that one out. It was within the chaos in those initial gun duels that Cloud9 could have just taken a little bit and then everything had they continued with the aggressive fights, but they don't. They have to stop because of the health, and now they've got nothing to slow SK down. With the double Mac 10, they try to lead the charge towards B. Fur finding 2 already as Taco takes the 3rd, and now automatic bouncing back thanks to that op. He's already got 2 frags into this one, and it is still Cloud9 at a man disadvantage. Make that none. 2 quick kills from SK to seal the deal and tie the game at 3 apiece.
And the op's back over to SK's hands, a weapon they don't have to put any money into it. They can just throw that over to Fallen, and Fallen has a super good spawn here from Plat. Like, he's going to be there in seconds flat to hold for the peak. We'll see if C9 elect to do it, and it looks like Skadoodle is going to go for the M4, so they won't have the op pressure towards Plat for C9, didn't have the money for it, and Fallen's going to beat them there and just be posted on Plat, hoping from C9 peaks. As we know, C9 loves this aggressive Plat play, but they also are content to sit in sight if need be when their buy is not as superb as they want it to be.
Great smoke grenade denies Fallen from obtaining any info or even a pick there. Shroud continuously just playing close to that drop down. And it's exactly there that SK are trying to pry for some kind of an opening. Molotov to the left keeps any peek from happening. Fur uses the opportunity to possibly fall down here. It would be a great chance to take this map control if he were to choose so. Meanwhile, the rest of SK trying to get at A. It's automatic again to shut this down. He's been doing a great job of controlling these lower doors. Fallen fired off, has nothing to say about it as Phelps goes down for free.
And automatic's now going to change up his positioning towards long A. While SK start to fall off from the B side of the map, looking like they want to transition a little bit. This 24 hundo, yeah, arguable. It's not too bad from SK. It's been a lot of interesting buys. And that's one AK on Cold can really change around. He gets an entry. The other two players with armor get a gun. Next thing you know, it's doable. As automatic is just going to play it safe. He heard some sound cues. That'll send him back. As C9 have pulled a player over towards A to help him out nice and early.
Down here in gun rounds and pistols aplenty, but Skadoodle's going to have to support him seeing as he's on such low health.
Phelps, finally the smokes dissipate so he can peek towards Plat. But SK are going to walk contact out towards mid here. Not even a flash. And they are going to pretty much on max positions as they wide swing on it. And Skadoodle doesn't get a single frag. There's the AK chiming out. That Fallen was able to pick up. And Shroud drops into the site though. Back out a balcony. Stuck in his own smoke. As he's going to try to fight out of this position. Instead, he will only get one for his troubles. Leaving it all on nothing. Was 2 kills already. That's bomb. But Fallen. What a ringer from sight. Will catch nothing peeking. And SK, with 1 AK invested, will sneak out with a round.
Yeah, that's a round they really shouldn't have won. Again, the Catalyst rifle on Coldzera gets tossed around amongst the players, and it's enough to take Cloud9 out. I mean, nothing there towards the end's got the Molotov, 20 seconds on the clock, could just burn off the bomb, but it's while he's exposed that Fallen capitalizes on the opportunity and crushes his skull and connector. 5 AKs for SK in this one. The double ump setup from Cloud9 with an op on Skadoodle. And immediately SK are going to pick up the pace, getting Fallen towards platform thanks to the flash and smoke as well. Taco dropping takes the first, and suddenly it's down to 2. Now an engagement going both ways here as nothing lights up Fallen, but ultimately falls. 5 versus 3 as Shroud feels the heat. He'll take 1. Taco trades down to 3 HP, and he too tumbles as now it's just Skadoodle.
And he hears his A flank coming, so Skadoodle has to be careful. He knows Phelps is right around the corner. Sound cue, no scopes on point. And Skadoodle is just going to now tuck tail and try to save this up. Well, the bomb is on Fallen's back and rotating towards the site. Skadoodle may he's thinking about poking prodding towards the door, maybe to find a frag on the way out. Try to find someone peeking. That could be Taco in the situation. Decides to peek up towards Silo and up towards the position of Skadoodle's thinking about falling back to Nerder, but if he holds his own, no one from SK should be able to push him without at least having some pressure given from Skadoodle's position. But SK will tie us up at 5 rounds apiece. As if Skadoodle can save this up, that's going to be extremely valuable to C9.
Again, we saw the power of a single AK.
Yeah.
So imagine a single op. You can couple that with the pistols as well. Here comes Fallen, though, walking into the crosshair of Scott. Easy cleanup in that case. Still 2 terrorists out there. One of which is hunting on A, but Skadoodle keeps himself tucked away. And that's perfect, right? He needs that op moving forward. Again, the money from Cloud9's not going to justify the buy. If they try to go Kevlar pistol, then it's going to just be Skadoodle with a primary. And again, you can take that gamble, but so early on in the game, you don't want it to ultimately come back and bite you. So SK will have the advantage of guns, and no, they do it.
Reasonable.
So why not? Cloud9 decide to invest. I mean, they've got the round 3 loss bonus after this one, the $2,400 on the table if they lose. And they have that 3 pistols, 1 UMP, and the op on Ska. Now, each and every one of these players has to find impact in this round. It's not just going to be one guy coming up big with a clip of CZ. They need to all ensure that they deal damage, take a kill, or at least gain enough information with their death to justify going down.
Early rotation from Skadoodle, who was towards Plat early. He's going to transition to mid and just stay posted on it. Where SK have done some early spamming. They are just going to hold off for now. Automatic was playing close long A. He elects to now just fall back, meet up with a teammate. That is nothing. And just set up on this corner. Automatic's playing danger. Nothing's going to be playing long. They're waiting for someone to come around the corner. Phelps will be first. Automatic swings first contact. Nothing swings, but he has a flash to make the repeat. But Fur already pushing in there as Nothing's going to try to hunt him down, but shut down from coldzera. As Skadoodle from APC, the op's going to have some impact. He has Fur, but no one was watching mid, which gave an opening for Taco. That just shut down the op that got carried over.
Yeah, Shroud's made it to the back of APC, and he still has that ump to play with. But until his reinforcements arrive, it's essentially 1v3. Again, Shroud rounding the corner, but he too gets denied. Taco with another headshot leaves it just down to Stu. Had Nothing hit that P250 shot, then it would have been a 5 versus 3 for Cloud9. Automatic would have had cover as well from the back line, so this buy could have worked out. But at least Stewie's got his hands on enough. Spots a man towards Stables, and that's Taco. Who else? Who now finds the 3rd kill in the round and puts SK back in the lead.
Yeah, good T-side now starting to come out from SK. They've kind of broken the hump that is C9's money. C9 did just go for a risky kind of buy around the op. They're going to have to go for a half buy with upgraded pistols, maybe a sprinkle of utility on top. So you'll see a couple nades, smoke, upgraded pistols. Stewie goes for armor behind it. As SK just going to go all eyes towards outer yard, towards the A site. Send 3 players towards the long A. You'll see the pop flash, then you'll see the walk around the corner. They're pretty similar to what we saw previously in the previous round for the most part. And that is going to be the exact play. Flash mid, send Taco out, 3 players towards long A as Fallen supports him from behind.
Nice quiet creep here from SK. Not trying to force the issue, still playing together here. They've got the rifle advantage, and now once they get close enough, they're gonna pull the trigger. They start to pick up the pace here as Fur catches Skadoodle mid-air, smoke grenade to block off connector, and they need to clear the site, but Phelps already dealing with rotations goes down. Stewie preemptively taking that fight with the CZ and shifting this back to that 4v4. Fallen with the eyes on behind is able to drop yet one another, and Automatic still on the site here could get some of the situations, but oh, a second dink. He's taken too low. Bomb's fallen, 50 seconds, but he is going to get caught in the open here. Molotov pops behind him, and coldzera with his sidearm will seal the deal.
7-5. Only one rebuy having to come out. That's going to be Phelps. While C9 are going to go for the buy here. Op comes out on Skadoodle. He'll get a smoke behind it. Rifles for the rest of his members. They'll have one Molotov, so they are lacking a bit of utility when it comes to the mollies. They do compensate for picking up the nades, though. This round, again, SK is going to show us something different. We've seen the default with some A pressure. We've seen a little bit of plat, cold holding drop. And this time it's going to be more of a B-heavy kind of setup. More attention given towards drop, and one player aggro pushing towards plat early. And Stewie is going to shut down Phelps or Shroud from E-Box. 2 quick kills for him as C9 start to lock this one out. Fallen and Fur have to fight back, and Fur through connector lines up both of them, will clean them up as he is in a 1v3, has to ace to pick this round up for SK. As C9 have done a good job of shutting down the plat and drop room pressure simultaneously.
Now we watched NBK win a 1v5, so anything is possible. Fur creeps through the smoke and drops nothing as well, so he's got a tag Shroud and a full HP Automatic. But no bomb to play with. Still plenty of time, a minute on the clock. And the frag grenade, had that cleared the second room, could have taken out Shroud and left this to the 1v1. Oh, he's dropped it, so it's just down to Shroud, who needs another kill, but Fur with a 1v3 ace. Fantastic round from him, and SK remain in the lead, again just breaking the bank of Cloud9.
I mean, what can you really say about that? A couple missteps from C9 giving Fur an opening. He found the first 2 engagements that went his way, and then that site just immediately opened up and became kind of his world where he can navigate around. And he ended up finding both players, a nice pre-fire towards E-Box, which caught the full HP player, and then Shroud was stuck in a corner tagged. What a play from that monster, as it's going to be 8-5, and now that was C9's door back into this half, and instead SK just slam it back on their face.
What a sick round as well. You think when Cloud9 get those first opening 3 frags that it's done with, but Fur had already gotten behind them and plays from the rock for the opening 2. Just great stuff from him. Nothing, however, gets aggressive and finds himself the AK. I believe that's a dink through the box on coldzera that drops him ever so low. Automatic again aggressing from lower A. Not going to find anything this time other than a death. It is still SK with a man advantage, although their health has been dwindled low.
Fallen has done a great job of walking out towards long A. not being heard. As his teammate Phelps will die in mid, but Fallen is still just continuing this walk up forward. I don't think he got spotted by the player back APCs. They still don't know Fallen's here. Now the question is, can Fallen get eyes on it in a C9 player before they spot him? And I think Shroud actually has an idea now.
Yeah, Fallen just doubling back. But he's gotten around the corner, so that's at least something to play with. He's going to make a lot of noise as he starts to just keep these peaks ever so close to the walls. Shroud's in a prime spot to drop him down, and now he's got an op versus 2 tagged opponents. This could be the round that Cloud9 slip through with. However, SK standing side by side. We've got a disjointed Cloud9. Stewie with the CZ, though. He's finding the near first frag. coldzera takes the headshot, and Shroud has to clutch.
Nothing like a crouch peek to find that frag. As Shroud's going for an interesting wall bang there. Now he can get it done on the CZ. A bullet apiece will pretty much get this one done. It's through the smoke. He's testing his luck. Now, I don't know if they're going to let Shroud go for this. It could be a safe call, actually. Without having a kit and has an op in his hands for round 15, I think this is going to be a safe call. Otherwise, Shroud probably would have been in through connector already. It's looking a lot like it as he's going to play for exits. So that's going to be, it'll be max loss, but it's more important almost in round 15 to have that op for Skadoodle 100% of the way.
Poor Shroud. That would have been a really nice opportunity for him to go for that clutch. Had he had the kit, then maybe he can justify it, or even an AK, some kind of automatic weapon.
Or someone to peek him, at least, but they're so reserved in the site.
As they should be. Such low health there from the 2 remaining players on SK. Great idea to just stick themselves together, play drop down together. I mean, when Stewie having that at CZ up close and personal could have easily sprayed them down, but the crouching wide peak pops his head and allows SK to take the site. So 5-9, double digits still possibly on the table here for SK. The Brazilians with a successful T-half so far. Double up setup from Cloud9, and Shroud opens up again. I gotta say, he's been doing a good job in drop down so far.
He really has. He gets that initial molly, and instead of just falling back through the molly, he just decides to aggress and try to catch Shroud with another nade in his hand. And that's another opener for C9. Thanks to Shroud locking down drop. Taco's going to try to go for a little bit of a big game hunt here towards Plat. 1 frag, and you'll see him possibly either commit or fall back, depending on what SK told him to do in this situation, where he pushes out towards Plat by himself. Now, he does meet up with a teammate, and immediately Stewie through the boxes takes down Taco. Nothing immediately pounces to find Phelps. And all of a sudden, this round kind of gets shaken up from SK.
Yeah, they're at a 3-man disadvantage. coldzera and Fallen still remaining. Trying to split into the B site, but Fallen gets dropped thanks to the fire. So 43 points of health puts him at a disadvantage here, and Stewie seals the deal. coldzera 1v5? Absolutely not. Nothing through the smoke. Takes that final frag, and Cloud9 with a 3-point deficit versus SK. At the end of that first half.
Convert the pistols. They string 2 rounds together, so they don't get a reset immediately. And then C9 or SK come back and just string those large portions around. You know, that all in all, that was not a bad CT half from C9. Yes, it could have been better. Yes, they could have avoided some economy mishaps and missteps. Like that interesting force buy where they had to save the op, force bought the pistols and 1 UMP around it, which granted it was a close round. If they won that, it may have changed the tide. But all in all, not a bad half from C9, as they're going to be coming into this one with a scoreline of 9-6. And utility, I imagine, is going to be out on nothing, I believe. I think he's usually the utility kind of guy.
Nope.
Nope, Skadoodle. I'm a tool. It's okay. Every tool has a purpose, Granny.
That is too true. Skadoodle trying to give it a bit of cover fire there. His automatic retreats back. Fur crouching on the half wall as well. Just trying to spot targets as Cloud9 creep their way through A. That bomb starting to transition its attention towards the A side as well. So what looked like an initial B play with a 3-2 split has started to shift ever so slightly to the opposite side of the map.
That bomb starting to transition as well. The back of Skadoodle. And they do still have a smoke and a flash. So see Skadoodle either A, line up that front APC smoke that I've seen them throw before, or just go with the standard connector smoke. It looks like it is going to be the latter, as the smoke's going to fall out towards connector. The simple one that you go for, the basic. But Fur and Fallen are kind of in this crossfire position to shut this down.
Yeah, nobody's going to be pressuring from lower A, but there is a man in connector now dead. That's automatic, trying to get that flank to connect. Fur as well with a headshot here as nothing responds to Fallen. Nothing in Shroud in a 2 versus 4 as the bomb will cross the site. Nothing's gone down, and Shroud creates some space. He wants to get that cash flow, but instead he takes the fight, and that just costs him his life. Fur, with another, will put SK on double digits, and they start off the CT side on the front foot.
Now we'll see how much C9 are feeling comfortable to invest into this, and there's been a pattern that I've talked to a while ago when we did some online dueling stuff, where some teams will only buy upgraded pistols without armor to allow 2 rounds after losing pistol of upgraded pistols, which I think is actually a really strong and underused strategy when it comes to it, because your opper then can buy 2 P250s and still be comfortable with it, or just your opper full saves and your team just gets 2 rounds of upgraded pistols. It's something that's becoming more popular, at least in the matches I watch, as Shroud hits a ringer. Goodbye Taco, he just ran his bell. It's school's out.
Phelps tags slightly as he drops Stewie to 14 points of health. Goes for the wide peak as well and softens up Shroud. Half of his health gone and his teammate as well. As Phelps continues to fight, coldzera takes his place as both players tagged here, and a third has fallen as nothing's dropped by Fur. Automatic gets out into connector. Skadoodle elsewhere on the map with the bomb still. Automatic trying to fire off of that Tech 9. All 4 players lit and one of which now dead. This is a very winnable round, but Ska gets clotheslined by coldzera, so Automatic has to do it all. Not a lot of health to work with, less than 50 on the 3 remaining players. Automatic near through that fire, and it would have killed the man in Cubby, but instead he hangs on, and he's going to fall back, looking to re-engage elsewhere. Now the bomb's in the possession of SK. They still have the gun advantage and the numbers advantage, but this is unarguably a possible clutch.
Yeah, he also picks up a smoke on the way out of there. So we could see him even just throw a smoke connector and just go down drop room, hoping that no one pushes through the smoke for SK if they are on the B site playing Rock, for example. But it looks like Automatic is just going to walk into drop room, try to find a favorable engagement here, which it certainly isn't his odds if he's able to spot him first, but no. Cold holding the angle, Automatic not ready for him to be to the right by the boxes, as SK will get 11. But certainly a close round that C9 could have shifted in their direction, could have turned that boat around. Next thing you know, it is 7-10 instead. But reality, it is 11-6. SK will buy back up, as C9 are going to have to wait until next round before they get their rifles out.
At this point, Cloud9 with much less to play with. I mean, that last round was quite competitive, but they had the Kevlar, they had the Tech 9s, and this time it's double P250s. A trio of Glocks. Taco again tries to aggress from Plat. But nothing's presented just as of yet. Nothing in Shroud towards long A, where Fur lies in wait. Standard 3-2 split here from SK.
Yeah, first corner now is actually, if he tucks into that cubby, you can actually look down danger. So that's why he's playing it kind of offset. Not only that, but he won't get spotted from danger and can wide swing at a moment's notice for those 2 players. It's less of a tight angle for him to play, as Taco from Plat going to spot that player far back in towards B-Apps. That's Stewie. SK looking good to get number 12. C9 have no utility. They have a lone P250 and Glocks. And Taco is going to clean up Stu. As Cold going to do what he does best. That volley burning him through the wall, but it doesn't matter, as his teammate, as well as Cold, will clean up those 2 kills. So 12-6, you'll see a full buy now from C9. It will include an op on Skadoodle. And it's going to be interesting to see where they're going to send Skadoodle to get the pick. Are they going to tell him to just sit and hold Plat for X amount of time? Is he going to get aggressive towards mid? Or is he... There's so many options, really, what to do with an Opera on Cobblestone on the T side.
Especially an Opera with an AK.
He didn't buy it, did he?
Nope. Decides to get that full
So my
utility.
point is irrelevant. It's okay.
5 AKs, not going to have to have Ska posted on an angle. Instead, they can just use that unit-based play, try to trade frag, and keep up the momentum towards either of the sites. Shroud's been tasked with anchoring towards B, creating a bit of a ruckus and somewhat of a distraction. But for the most part, Cloud9 with their sights set on A. Pop flash into lower. That's going to allow for them to take the map control, and it's Fallen with an op to find the headshot onto Stu, first and foremost, as he falls back to the site itself and awaits their push.
And he's just going to fall safely back. What a shot, though, from Skadoodle. As Shroud's going to find a second, so now Phelps is looking for a way back to the site. I think he's just going to wait for his teammates to rotate over. So Skadoodle doesn't need the op to find the entry. Phelps is going to come through Nerd Room. He will catch Shroud with his back turned. He entrusted Automatic, as Phelps has time to now reload. Let his teammates continue to transition over. As he's opened up this site, nothing's going to be holding. From mid up towards Connector and Nerd Room. But no one's really going to show face yet.
coldzera still on Valk, has Phelps side by side. 3 versus 3 with time ticking quickly, but now it's nothing. Who trades it back thanks to coldzera. coldzera continues to clear these corners, but Automatic comes out on top. Taco towards the site, going to tap the bomb once. Gets the peek from both tees, and he finds the first. It's going to be Skadoodle with the op up close, and as he tries to retreat, Taco to chase, and both players die. A sweep across the board as everyone goes down, but Cloud9 with another round.
Expensive.
Absolutely.
Extremely expensive. C9 would have loved Skadoodle to get out of there with the op, or anyone to survive with any weaponry whatsoever. And now this buy, SK's buy is going to be far superior than C9's in the sense of firepower. A Galil, 2 Galils, 3 Galils. I'm not used to seeing as many Galils. So 3 Galils, a Tech9, an AK, and SK back to their lovely double op setup that they do so well in the majority of maps they play. And that's a missed smoke that allows Taco to peek this. They have to be so careful as Taco's going to re-peek it. I believe that is Shroud stuck back in the corner, maybe calling for a little bit of help.
Yeah, and the help arrives in the form of Phelps as Fallen finds a pick elsewhere. He drops Ska. We still got the 2 Galils and the Tech9 trying to close the gap towards that A site, but they've left the bomb behind, so any real estate they gain will not include that bomb carrier. Stewie with the sidearm dropping 1 as nothing does the same. coldzera able to trade back, but he too low on 1 HP. This is a man advantage for SK. But still a chance for Cloud9 as Automatic's been able to creep his way towards B, where nobody currently waits.
He's going to clear the corner, make sure no one got aggressive from SK. And nothing's looking for something towards the A site. Cold is heavily tagged to 1 HP, and they only have 1 smoke left on the side of SK. And the same goes with C9. As they're going to swap it up. Automatic will pick up the up. Nothing to the AK. They are going to counter boost here. So I believe that is Cold on his 1 HP is going to get into the corner. So if even he gets 1 frag here, that's a mission complete. And there you go. He gets nothing. Stays alive at 1 HP. Automatic in a 1v3. And he will catch Cold pushing with the timing.
Automatic just pushing right through it here.
Okay.
Just no problem
Going
making
A.
noise. Going to try to go to the B site, but it's up close that Taco kicks in his teeth. One of those ops gets grandfathered forward. 2 rifles as well. SK on 13, Cloud9 still stagnate on 7, and again they have no money. So this is looking like SK trying to walk away with a big lead, trying to close this out in a convincing score, and Cloud9 forced to go for the buy.
Yeah, you're down 13 to 7. You're almost on in kind of like a double save situation here. So they'll invest in what they can, the nade, the flashes, the 2 double smokes, and Fur's going to push you with an MP9. Of course he is. And he's going to sneak right underneath Automatic's nose. And he should have a clean kill on Automatic. Unless Automatic has some more info than I've alluded to, but no. Fur's playing it smart, looking for someone else. Is he going to... Of course he is.
Oh!
Okay, that almost got really awkward if Automatic was able to turn around. But he will clean up the knife in the end. So sneaky play from Fur. Gets some free money as Taco and Chicken Coop will have just pretty much a heyday here.
Fur's able to find another on the SMG. Taco's dropped another on the op. Now it's just Shroudy trying with the Deeg. And try he will until he dies. Flawless round from SK. All 5 survive. I like that Automatic doesn't even react to the first knife. No, like, spontaneous 180. No attempt at the flick shot. Just absolute confusion as to why his health is gone. Cloud9 having to buy with more Tech9s and a couple P250s. They've got the smokes, the flashes, a hope and a dream. But probably no chance in hell.
Yeah, these are the smokes we saw actually yesterday.
Yep.
Thrown on Cobble. The preemptive wall of smokes from T-Spawn that you can throw. And then by the time you get here, they're already bloomed. You don't have to worry about it. And you can overwhelm players like that who decide to get aggressive towards Plat. As Phelps will bring it back. Taco, or Cold has found a gap in that smoke as Phelps pushes through. coldzera gonna right-click a flash, full blinds his teammate, but he's going through it anyway. C9 are down to 2 members, but Automatic has found an op, and they're willing to let these smokes dissipate due to the bomb falling where it has.
Automatic's got the op, but it's SK with the boost. And another frag as coldzera takes the head of Automatic. Shroud comes up empty-handed. SK secure OT, but a very valiant effort in that round. I mean, they go for those rapid walls of smoke so that by the time they arrive to the site, that wall is already up. Yep. You could see how SK were trying to, get through the smoke, but at the same time not get too close to those pistols. And it's within those awkward transitions that Cloud9 can come out with a couple of frags. So all in all, nice stuff from Cloud9. You can't really expect much more when they just have that pistol force. This time, again, it is pistols for the most part. Skadoodle with the 1 AK, and then Tech9s and a Deeg. full utility once more. They don't opt into that rapid smoke play, but instead they're just going to try to aggress towards pit. And that's where Phelps lies in wait.
Yeah, SK have done a lovely job here on the CT side of just making sure Plat's on lock. And even if they let C9 out, they're content to chill behind the smokes. They're content to set up around it. And SK have just done a lovely job on the CT side. As now clock starts to dwindle down. C9 do have some utility. Pistols with a lone AK. And SK are not going to give him an opening towards his drop. Content to play outside of it by window like Cold, although he does get tagged, and he will get caught from nothing. So that's an opener. As Fur has to change his focus towards Connector. Gets two in that situation, as Stewie is going to be able to clean it up promptly with a man advantage now for C9.
Phelps still from Plat. Trying to fight his way out of this one here. 3 Ts on site, and Stewie with the bomb takes him out. Another frag back here from Fallen. It's going to chip at Stewie, but he is still standing. So Fallen gets the chance at a 1 versus 3 with that bomb planted on B. He just jumps wildly through the smoke, and through his flash, he's near takes the frag. Stewie saves the day, and Cloud9 keep rolling.
They're still rolling. They should be able to, they'll get AKs across the board with a couple players dropping them over. SK's by. Will be looking all right, although there will be a UMP on Phelps. Taco will have to get a UMP thrown his way as Fallen picks up the op. So SK glue together a buy for now. There's some staples keeping that economy in shambles. At least it's together for now. As SK are looking to try to end this one. Meanwhile, C9 will get a full buy. A full buy that includes everyone on rifles and Skidoo on the op. It's been a bit since we've seen that.
Yeah, they'll need 7 consecutive rounds, though, to force this into OT. So SK get their chance at a full buy here now. Shroud trying to just find a bit of a chance shot through that smoke. Nobody too aggressive from SK. Rather just Taco in the staircase and Phelps by his side. Still keeping 3 players at the B site as SK as they have 2 players pushed advanced on A. So the map control's in their hands. And Cloud9 transition everyone towards B.
Minute 7. Gonna molly down drop, send a couple players towards Plat Taco. And the peekaboo spot towards box. He's just gonna sit there. As soon as he spots someone, he's going to ask for a flash. And there it is. So Phelps is going to throw it, allows Taco to fall towards Broken Wall. But the flash blinds both players. Taco gets the best of this exchange as he'll take care of Shroud and fall back to the site. But Stewie through the smoke finds him, so there is no escape until Fur's nade will land and claim a soul. Let's look at Fur on site, though. This gets deadly for C9 as Fur's going to play around these smokes. Here's the bomb going down. Will push through. Denies the plant with 30 seconds. Now Skidoo and Automatic have to fight out of a corner.
Automatic's able to find the first headshot. Ska as well takes 1, so it's a 1v1 here from Automatic. Trying to keep Cloud9 alive. Fur, though, will take the kill, and the 16th round goes the way of the Brazilians. They take map 2, after a very strong T-half and an even better CT side.
Well, that was an interesting game. SK coming back after the loss on Cash. Teams exchanging their opponents' map picks. So now James has decided that I'm not doing enough work, so he put me in another role. Now I am a host. It's the first event of this year I was a host, and I can tell you it's not that difficult. You just ask questions to other people. Like, I'm gonna show you an example right now. So guys, Seaside's Crony, what do you think about this game?
I think it was great, Yanko.
Excellent. Back to you, Seaside.
Am I allowed to repeat his answer?
No.
It was superb.
You can pull a James, you can just say what he said. So, do you think this is, as we can see here on the stat screen, Cold Zero having a much better game than on Cash? Do you think that was the deciding factor, basically the individuals playing better, or was it more a matter of, just them outplaying Cloud9 as a team?
I think it was a little bit of individual skill that came back up, but it also came down to the map choice, I think. Cobble seemed very comfortable for SK, although going back the last time I casted it and watched C9 play SK on Cobble, fell a little flat.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, for you, for you, for you, for you, for you. eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true.